Speaking of Nintendo, have you guys checked out the new Mario trailer that's been released? I've had a
Indeed, I
quick
have.
look the other day.
There's a
I've only had one
Mario
look
movie
through that.
coming out?
Yep.
Is it going to be as good as my Sonic one? I love Sonic. No, I'm just fucking with
More
you.
I've only seen
controversy.
the first Sonic movie.
The Sonic movie's alright.
I haven't seen the second one, like not out of like, but just I haven't got around to watching it. Like, but what are you guys' thoughts on the initial trailer? I know our boy makes an appearance.
Let's go me first. Sorry, Matt. I like to talk. You know that. Let's go me first because I am not a huge Mario console fan, Nintendo fan. I go to Donkey Kong Machine because of Matt. Hate him because of it. But you know, I just like seeing, you know, Donkey Kong in there. I love the character of Donkey Kong in that trailer. There was a lot of controversy over the voice being Chris Pratt of Mario not being like Mario enough or Telly enough. I don't know. And there's a whole conversation about cultural appropriation, all sorts of stuff. And it's, to me, it was like, I don't care. Looks cool. I'm gonna watch it. That's all I care.
I don't think Chris Pratt's out of a job,
world.
but it is a choice when you got a voice actor that's been doing it for over 20 years now. Because I think they use him for the voice samples on Mario 64, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, not a choice. It's about money. It's about what's going to bring in the broader public other than just the gamers, like Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Does that really work though for animated movies? I've always wondered that, why animated movies have, you know, celebrity voices.
Shrek, Mike Myers, it's like
that works and makes sense though, because like
Eddie Murphy.
They can sort of get into the character, and that sort of makes the movie. If it wasn't perhaps those personalities and what their experience put into them, I don't think it would be. For example, Shrek would be as big of a hit as it was if they didn't have those people that could really get into the character and do it. Whereas, like, I think, you know, Jack Black as Bowser, I think was a really good choice.
Yeah, really.
And he's someone who, again, he's an animated person. Like, I think that's what, you know, Mike Myers and like Eddie Murphy, they're animated people, so you can almost see them playing the character in the recording.
And you say Chris Pratt isn't?
What
comedian like Guardians of the Galaxy was hilarious. Like it comes down to it's the gaming community that don't like him there. They want this other voice actor. Who gives a shit?
I don't watch superhero movies, bruv, so I don't know who the fuck Chris Pratt is. Which character is he?
He's Star-Lord. Anyways. I don't
know what to say, Jack.
I watch any kind of movie. I will watch the shittest movie that has ever been put out, and then I will actually go, yeah, that was all right. But
actually, while we're on shitty movies, quickly, can you recap the when you went to see The Room? They had like that special setup and everything.
Oh, The Room is fantastic. Yeah, so the Nova Cinema in Carlton once a month plays The Room for a couple of days, I think. And when you go in, they give you spoons, so you can throw spoons at the screen every time there's a spoon on the screen. Or they give you a sheet of things to chant, like "because you're a woman" whenever a woman talks, because you know they'll say things like, and this is completely sexist, but it's because the movie is sexist, not because the audience or myself is sexist. You know, the woman will go, "I don't know," and then you go, "because you're a woman." You know,
got 'em.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of these things. And that movie is just, if you've never seen The Room is...
No.
Jeff, The Room is magnificent. You cannot...
I think we should do it.
Obviously.
I think maybe we should watch that between now and the next podcast.
Yes.
And then take down some notes, because I know that a lot of people, especially, know what we're talking about, but those who don't, maybe you do it with us and come back and see what you think.
And if you think it's too difficult, maybe go and watch The Disaster Artist instead, which is about The Room and has some fantastic recreations of scenes. But also Best Friends was one of their follow-up movies. You should definitely see that if you haven't seen that, Dak. It will blow your mind. I saw that at the same cinema, and Greg Sestero was there for it, so that was wonderful. Going back to the movie, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the trailer. So I was really pleased to see so many things touched on in what seems to be fine, you know, tribute to what it is, and not just, hey, we put this in because, you know.
bit of fan service type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, and you know, fan service is fine, but you just got to make the fan service have context.
Yeah.
I think Bowser being Jack Black is fantastic, and I think Donkey Kong is it Seth Rogen?
I think you might be correct. Yeah,
I think those
and
are
like
good choices.
and in the trailer as well, like it does start out with like Mario running across like
Some
the
girls.
girder,
Yeah.
like the opening scene, which is like I think is kind of fitting if you're going to do a like because that was the literal introduction of Mario.
Mm.
Like I didn't follow too much what the story's going to be. Like obviously they get a bit of Mario Kart going, if I remember. Again, I only watched it once. And I wasn't like, oh, I need to watch this and remember to talk about it. But I'm definitely going to go see it. But let's be honest, so it's good enough for me.
I'm going to go see it too. I'll be in Japan when it comes out, so I'm hoping I can find somewhere that's playing it in English because I'm like that.
So otherwise, you get to go to Super Mario World, which I'm sure you'll be going to.
I will definitely be going to. Was it Super
Oh,
Nintendo
wow.
Land or whatever it's called? Super Nintendo
Super
World. I
jealous.
don't know. Definitely going there. I'll take some photos and we can put them on the podcast. And
Oh, mate.
yes, we'll have something to talk about. But yeah, I think obviously Chris Pratt is a controversial choice. I don't know if I could have heard Charles Martinet going wahoo for 2 hours. I don't know. But hearing Chris Pratt go wahoo for 2 hours is probably also stressful.
There's all sorts of conversations. So one of the conversations was, well, he's a professional voice actor, so therefore he wouldn't just go wahoo for hours. He'd get into the character and he'd play the character. And so, let's face it, the decision is a purely commercial decision to try and put some big names in the movie.
Oh,
Simple.
yeah. I mean, that's why everyone in it is a legitimate actor. I'm not saying that Charles Martinet is not a legitimate actor, but these are A-list or B-list celebrities. There's no John Leguizamo here. There's no, even in the first movie, they got Bob Hoskins in because he was a big name after Roger Rabbit, right? So
killed it in that movie. It was great.
Captain Lou was fantastic in the Super.
That's another movie we should do a review of. I think the original Super Mario movie.
I've got it on video on like DVD somewhere, so we should definitely. What about The Wizard? Have you ever seen The Wizard?
Oh. You're playing with power, mate.
Oh, I love the power glove.
It's so bad.
Yeah. Jeff, have you ever seen The Wizard? Maybe we could have a movie night for this podcast where we could live stream. Like, I'm sure nobody's going to sue us if we live stream The Wizard.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, that time frame, like the statute of limitations, is the one I'm thinking.
I don't know about that.
There's not that time frame where it's like something.
I got the Blu-ray, so someone's still got the license.
Okay, maybe not. All right.
Anyways, yes.
Well,